start with our meeting. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this morning. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance in a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. First, we have a public hearing. We'll open that hearing. And this is a supplemental budget hearing for the purpose of adopting the supplemented budget and making appropriations. I think that job falls to Megan.
The supplemental budget was needed for multiple funds. In the general fund, the Veterans Department budget needed to be reduced due to a lower than anticipated carryover. We needed to adjust the scent fund to allow us to receive $70,000 from the marijuana enforcement grant that was not able to be changed between approval and adoption of the original budget. In the administrative grant fund, we needed to account for funds being returned from the Salvation Army in order for us to redistribute for other causes. And the beginning balance needed to be adjusted in the waste disposal fund because the pit roof project did not get as far as expected at the end of fiscal year 25. So I believe we just need to ask for public comment for the hearing.
All right.
And then,
Are there any public comments relative to this hearing? Hearing none, I'll ask for a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve Resolution 25-11-217B, adopting the supplemental budget and making appropriations.
Second.
We have a second, or a motion and a second, discussion. I want to thank Megan for the concise manner in which she explained why we're doing this.
As always.
It's going a little too far. Okay, those in favor, please say aye.
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 Those opposed, motion approved. Thank you. Now what do you have?
Need to,
Oh, no, okay, now we
Yep.
go. Sorry. Now, let's recess the Board of Commissioners meeting and reopen as the 4-H Extension Governing Body.
this is a resolution for a transfer of appropriations. The roof replacement at the extension office was more than what was budgeted. We budgeted $100,000 and it came in at $156,040.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, move to approve and sign Resolution 25-11-223B for fund appropriations in the 4-H.
Second.
Have a motion and a second, discussion.
No, sir.
Discussion. Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion approved.
Thank you.
Let's close the 4-H governing body meeting and reopen as the County Board of Commissioners. We'll get into department heads, but in a minute, before we start, I'd like to call on our Parks Department. Craig, would you come up with a special thing today?
Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to stand in front of the board and everybody and recognize Tammy Hagan. This is her anniversary of her 25th year with the county. She's been with us since 2000. Been long enough to see one of her children born and that child born, so we're generational here. Yeah, and she does a very good job for us. She was like the driving force that got us onto the reservation system and out of the general fund. And she was the one that really went heads on and did that and got everything lined up and convinced our prior director that that was the thing to do, and she was definitely correct in that form. She's also very dedicated by coming in on weekends and doing work on weekends. Even when she had some problems with her family, problems, she took the laptop home and was doing work at home, even though she was using her curls. She was very dedicated and has been a very special part of our department. So for 25 years of service, we got her a plaque here. It says 25 years presented to Tammy Hagan. And, yeah, there you go.
I think it would be important in Craig's best interest to note that she started here in their early teens. In her early teens.
Yeah, in her early teens. Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, we picked her right out of high school.
No, before that. She's not 40
Good
yet.
job, Tammy. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Let's get on to our agenda items. Mike from Coos Health and Wellness.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Mike.
So today, all I have is a job position description that needs to be approved and then approval for post and fill.
I'll move to approve Coos Health and Wellness job description for Mental Health Associate 2, Community Navigator Case Manager under pay grade 446 and approve posting and filing the position.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Discussion. For the benefit of me and for everyone here, can you tell us briefly what a Community Navigator Case Manager does?
Yes, so this is actually a new position, hence why I'm here. And it also comes with new funding, which I believe we've already received. And this is funding from the state outside of the CFAA for 2 staff that will actually go to OSU, the state hospital, and they will start working with those people there 3 to 6 months before they're released. And so we're starting that engagement and working with them to prepare them. And that's one of the things that the state would like to see happen and, see how it goes.
Good.
So we're
Thank
starting
you.
that.
Appreciate that.
Yeah,
Further discussion.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I'm going to comment on this because this agenda item raises the point. This week, there was issued from the SEIU union in regards to the ODOT funding matter that's been on public attention or gathering public attention in recent months. What SEIU says is that they are really focused on protecting jobs. Now, I appreciate the employees of Coos County, but our jobs as employees of Coos County is to serve the public, not to protect public sector jobs. And so this is one of the underlying reasons that I have said before and I'll say again, while I appreciate very much every employee that I've encountered here at Coos County, the fact of the matter is that public employee unions are contrary to the public interest. And so, while I support this agenda item and the work that Mike does and everyone at Coos Health and Wellness and everyone at Parks, everyone in the Sheriff's Department, everyone in Forestry and Roads, and every single other department here, the existence of these unions is one of the fundamental problems that we have in government because they drive up the cost of governance. So that's it.
Does that relate to this in some
It
way that I
does
haven't
because
thought?
this I noticed that this revised job description has been approved by Ask Me, which shouldn't even be involved in the discussion, in my opinion. So there you go.
All right. Further discussion. Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion approved.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. 5B, Craig, you're back up here. And Tammy, thank you.
Was this your bait, so she didn't know why you were actually bringing her?
I got one over on her. I'm telling you, that is very hard to do.
Slick.
Very.
That's a
very
good one.
And good morning, everyone, again.
Morning.
Yeah.
Morning.
Okay, we're here to approve an updated job description for a department. In the background, due to pending retirement, request of the Board of Commissioners to approve a revised job description of Office Specialist 2 under pay grade 413. The position description has not been updated since 2017. Also, also request the board approve posting and filing the position as a full-time office position.
You said 2,
It's office
ours
one.
says 1.
It's 1.
Okay.
One, sorry.
All right, no problem. To make sure that 1 is the correct.
1 is correct.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, move to approve the updated job description for Parks Specialist 1 under pay grade 413 and approve posting and filling the position as full-time position.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Is there discussion?
Union approved.
On my, well, I think they have to. 'Cause it's-
Well,
Yeah.
I don't argue with that. That under our current contractual obligations, that is an accurate statement.
I don't think they can tell us what to do. They can approve what we propose to do.
Right.
And there's a difference. I asked Craig and Tammy this morning to talk a little bit about the increase in parks usage. And they didn't have at their fingertips available a number of how many camping nights, but they could talk about the increase in gross revenue in recent years. So
Okay.
would you,
I can. In 2013, that's when we started our reservation system, and it was mid-year, probably October when we started it. But for that fiscal year, we generated $522,000 in park fees alone. In 2025 fiscal year, we generated $1,964,000 in park fees. I did do some average nights over the last 5 years. In 2020, we rented 22,312 nights. In 2025, for the whole fiscal year, 45,265 nights. So we more than doubled it over 5 years. So, and more than tripled our revenue over the last 10 years. So.
we're very, very proud of what Mike and Tammy and the Parks Department as a whole has done. And I don't remember adding very many people of late.
No.
And so here we're adding 1/2 person.
Right.
And this person's duties, as near as I can tell, is heavily involved with the reservations
Correct.
system.
And as an addendum to that comment, Mr. Chair, I would revisit the fact that the Parks Department made a $100,000 contribution to the general fund in our last budget cycle in order to help us save most of a position. So that's still a net gain.
And I'll note, because we're noting things, that I saw an article the other day where the state parks are trying to figure out how they're going to bridge their gap in funding. So the fact that you've turned it into a revenue generator speaks very highly of yourselves.
If they call you looking for,
Also tell them to go away.
don't even think about it.
Yeah. Don't say
I
the
will
number.
say that I think amongst public parks, having a profitable public park system is a rarity at the best. And probably this
Yeah.
may be the only one that does that. So thank you. Okay, back to the motion. Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion approved.
Thank
gotta
you.
help us. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
So much. 5C, request award of contract for North Bay Way Lane culvert repair. Paul,
Good morning.
good morning.
Good morning.
So we have a culvert, well, we have a landowner who's very reliant on our culvert to be functional for their tie gate to function. And our culvert currently isn't on the tie gate end. So we had requested quotes from 3 contractors. We received 2, and we'd like to get the board to approve awarding and signing the Northway Lane milepost 1.001 culvert repair project to TNT Construction and Excavation LLC in the amount of $42,900.
Do we have a motion?
Move to award and sign the Northway Lane milepost 1.001 culvert repair project contract to TNT Construction Excavation LLC in the amount of $42,900.
Second.
A motion second, discussion.
So where is Northway Lane?
Northway, you know where the flashing light is in Hauser?
Oh,
On
yeah.
101? Take it
Yeah.
right there, you go in about a quarter of a mile and take a left. It's
Oh,
off
I
North
see.
Bay Road.
Okay, so, you haven't encountered any, gosh dang it, ODFW, restrictions on that? There's no fish
No, we
there?
can do minor repairs. There's a lot of nuances in it, but you can do up basically up to 50% of the fill or pipe of repairs without triggering fish passage. And I've coordinated with ODF&W on this site already. The one thing I still have left to do is to coordinate a in-water work extension, because in this site, they prefer the summertime in-water work in-water work period. And of course, we're going to be doing it outside of that time. So verbally, I've already gotten an indication that they will likely approve that. So
Yeah.
that's why we'd like to move forward with
And
this.
I'm sure you can infer that I ask this because of the continuing interest in the 7-mile
Yes.
problem.
And I requested, actually, side note, since you brought it up, I've requested these same contractors to look at that site and provide me with quotes for that one. They haven't got back to me yet. That one's a lot tougher site to work with. There's a lot more water. It's a
Right.
much bigger pipe, bigger tie gate, everything's bigger.
Understood.
So that one's a tougher site, though. I expect something back here by the end of the month.
Good.
And then we'll be looking at when we can try to, depending on the cost, when we can try to get that one repaired.
I really hope that we're able very soon to give some very good news to those landowners.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
they're,
know why.
yeah,
Where the value of their land is being destroyed.
yeah,
Yeah. I know it's not your fault, but oh my gosh, it's crazy.
yeah.
All right.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Further discussion. Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion approved.
All right,
Thank you,
thanks.
Paul. 5D, request to declare the rescue boat a surplus. Good morning.
Morning.
Morning, Captain.
So I think we got this West Coaster when it was new in 1997 and have had it since. It's served us very well. Recently, we upgraded it with a 18-foot Woolridge jet tunnel sled for the purposes of search and rescue, and have received an offer from Myrtle Point Fire to purchase the West Coaster. So it will actually continue service with them for their waters. We've also requested that be declared as surplus and be allowed to sell that to Myrtle Point Fire. We also request that money be recaptured to get a equipment package for the Woolridge boat, specifically a side scan sonar, which would have come in very handy recently during a homicide when we were searching waters for a murder weapon. It will also locate people in the water, structures in the water, for the purposes of search and rescue.
Mr. Chair, move to approve deeming the 1997 West Coaster boat as surplus and authorize the sale of the boat to Myrtle Point Fire. Approve and sign the resolution.
Sorry?
I have a motion and a second. Discussion.
No, sir.
We don't need to make give specific approval of the purchase of the electronics, I take it?
No, it's
Under
it's
10,000.
Yeah.
So, okay. Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion approved.
Thank you.
Good job, thank you. Sheriff, he did well, he did well. He did good. Okay, 5E, request approval of the order approving the sale of Carl Road property to AYA. Heaven forbid. Okay, how are you?
Good.
Morning,
Feel a little-
Scott.
Morning, Scott. How are you?
You guys are great when I get to see you out and about, but it's intimidating in this room, particularly because of all the people online. Oh my God.
We like it. We like it when you're nervous.
Wait until we
Not
break
that
out the
nervous.
laser pointers.
I can give a brief introduction
Please.
on this, and then you can hear from Scott if you have any
Perfect.
questions. So I've prepared Order 25-11-049L, which would authorize the county to sell certain county property, commonly known as the Carl Road property in Coos Bay, to Alternative Youth Activities, AYA, for $750,000. This is a property that we had previously listed and previously ordered that, agreed to the idea of listing this property. It's one that returned to us from the Baloney Boys Ranch operation. So this order would authorize the board to enter into an agreement, attaches Exhibit A to complete the sale. It's a standard purchase and sale agreement. You have it in front of you there. The order would delegate signing authority to the board chair for the agreement and any other transactional documents necessary to finalize the sale that any documents Tycor title may require.
Thank you. We have a motion, then we'll get into discussion.
Move to approve and sign Order 25-11-049L, approving the sale of Carl Road property to AYA.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Discussion. Commissioners?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, as part of this agreement, I didn't actually read this yet, but I know that in executive session, it was brought up that AYA has a desire to get on the property before closing in order to do a little bit of improvement work. Is that right, Scott?
Correct.
Yeah, we'll take that up as a separate item
Oh.
As a late.
lately.
Oh, that's, okay, never mind
Yeah.
then. Thank you. All right. We're just dealing with the purchase sale. Okay,
It's purchase and sale.
good.
Okay, and again, this is a piece of property that the county received when Baloney Boys Ranch went into bankruptcy. We had, I believe, given him the property. I don't know the full history. But there is what they call it, a rescission? What's that, what they call it? That we get it back?
Reversionary interest.
Conversionary interest.
Reversionary. yeah,
Reversionary interest in it. And so we inherited it through that. And Scott, you want to tell us what you're going to do with it?
Yeah, I want to stop the rumors before, it's going to be used for pregnant women and young families. So it's very specific on the youth. I think the neighbors will be excited to hear that it's not going to be general homeless population. As you know, AYA deals with the youth in particular, so we're looking at young families. Apparently there's something in the water. Lots of people are having babies and getting pregnant lately. So we're going to focus on that for that particular location. And I don't know if this would be a late, but I'm supposed to report on 4123. Can I use this opportunity to report quickly?
Let's get this motion out of the way, then please, we'll
Okay.
do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Any further discussion?
Just wanted to add on to your comments about, we did get phone calls, as I'm sure you're aware, people misunderstanding what the intended use of the property was. So we're very, I think I speak for all three of us, we're very supportive of your project that you intend to execute there and your work there, and we're happy to see that property continuing to be used productively in that regard. So
Thank you.
Thank you for that, Scott.
Further discussion?
Yep.
Those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Or those in favor, those opposed, nay. Motion is approved. Now, tell us about.
4123, the county had given us some leftover money from that.
You might
We're-
tell us what
Yeah.
4123 is,
For the purpose of the people online.
Oh, my God.
and me.
Well, yeah.
A few years back, we had gotten some money to open up the homeless response office. When that closed down or turned into something else. There was a little bit of money left over. During that time, we had gotten a couple different grants to house individuals. The extra money, or extra, not a good word. The money was, part of the money was given to AYA. We are using that to help support some other funding that we had that fell a little bit short. The majority of the money is sitting in the bank right now, but we did provide housing, motel rooms for 7 individuals, combined of 37 nights. We connected each family, again, we deal with youth and families, so it's not the general homeless population, with housing alternatives. We were able to divide eviction damages and mitigations to 2 clients and provide storage units for the people to put their belongings in until we can get a more permanent housing. So it's just helping keeping young families off the streets and continue to move with youth and families. So that's what we're doing, and we have a report that we will file to you quarterly, and I just figured I was standing up here, it was a good time to get that one over with. I can submit this to Bobby.
I want to compliment Scott and his organization. They get things done. They've been really good for our community and really, really good for the young people and families they serve. Just thank you very much.
Thank you, but it goes to my staff, not me. I just sit up here and talk to you guys.
We do that, but I had to say something nice about you,
Thank
just
you.
for the heck of it.
You're the second largest temporary housing provider now in the county?
Correct, and that's just youth and families.
Yeah, which speaks to how well you do it, because most people don't know that, or maybe aren't aware of the operations at all, which is beneficial.
Yes, because if people know what we're doing, we end up on what's happening in Coos County as we're doing. I believe a statement was made that AYA is busing people in and I'm getting paid for each person being bussed in. There is no truth to that.
It's hard to bust children.
Without their parents, at least, yes.
Yeah.
So, thank you very much. Let's deal with the late agenda item now, so that Scott can
Mr.
go
Chair,
about his
move
day.
to hear late agenda items.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion approved. We have to do that when something's added at the very last minute to agenda. We have to prove that we all want to hear it. So, County Council.
Yes, yes. So this is a hold harmless indemnity agreement that will allow AYA to access the Carl Road property, perform certain activities such as general maintenance and upkeep during the term of the purchase and sale agreement. It'll just allow you onto the property a little bit early to get things ready for the intended use. So requested action is the board approve the access agreement.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there discussion?
Yeah, I would like to, since we just got this, I'd like to drill into the details of what exactly we're kind of, oh, wait, hold on. This agreement says Englewood School Site.
I just noticed that as well.
Okay.
So we can approve
Okay.
the agreement with a minor revision to the caption there.
Okay,
Apologies.
so my question was, what kind of work is going to be done under the provisions of this indemnity agreement prior to closing on the transaction?
Yeah, so I do have an insurance that you required. I'll hand that in as well. We are looking to get in there with our contractors. We're hoping that the title moves through pretty quickly, but we want to bring the contractors in because we get things done. Just want to keep the ball moving. We got 2 bathrooms and we need to redo some flooring, some work in the kitchen. There was a tree that fell down. So some general maintenance and start to prepare so that we can get the facility up and moving as quickly as possible. It's really been empty for almost 2 years now. Maybe if we go back to Bologna, it's probably closer to 3-4 years. 10-bedroom house empty in this county could be serving a lot more people, so.
I may have, certainly incorrectly, told the other commissioners in the county council that I thought this was for work outside of the house, not repairs on the house. Does this change anything? I mean, I don't mind as long as going into the house unless it changes. It needs to be covered though.
Yeah, I mean, I think the I'd want to check the COI to make sure that, everything you're intending to do would be covered by that policy.
I do not believe we're going to do any work inside the house. We're just going to get the contractors in there so we can
Just to
line
look
it up.
and make their plans.
Okay.
So the money's ready to go, the title company's going to
okay.
do,
Gotcha.
it should be done in a couple weeks, and
Right.
Okay.
So if we change the name from Inglewood to Carl on this, are we okay?
Yeah, I
Well-
would propose a motion to approve the access agreement with minor revisions.
Yeah, and among those revisions, Mr. Chair, I would like to propose that, under item number 2, that we clarify that this is for evaluation, bid and planning purposes, and not for actual work inside the structure.
All right.
I like that.
You're all right?
Right.
Okay, so
I need to move to amend, sign with minor revisions.
Yep, I'll second that amendment.
Cool.
Bobby, you got all that? Discussion? Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion approved. Scott, thank you.
thank you very much.
Thanks, Scott.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Working hard, too. You guys are good with that.
Have a nice holiday season. Okay, item 3G, request approval of a contract for domestic mediation services. Thomas, how are you?
Good.
You
Chair
wanna-
Sweet.
Pardon me? You
I
want him
think
to
county
open up,
council's
or do you
gonna,
want to take it?
you want to take it, Colton?
Sure,
and then
yeah, I
I'll
like my-
fill in if there's questions.
Yep, that seems to be the
This is
format here.
Pretty straightforward here.
Yeah. I'd say, so we currently have a number of agreements with mediators, Christian Yocums, Mark Kramer, Sarah Mello, and Stuart Watson, to provide domestic mediation services as court-connected mediators. We're proposing a number of amendments to each of these contracts that would increase the hourly compensation from $100 an hour to $130. And this adjustment reflects current statewide rates, and it's intended to ensure that compensation remains competitive. So we'd be requesting that the board approve each of these contract amendments. You could do it all at once because the language is all the same. So.
Anything to add?
No. So other than the fact that the increase of rates does align us with the rest of the counties in Oregon that are paying for mediation. The mediation funding does not come out of any county funding. It's pass-through funding that's collected through filing fees and the potential for increase in marriage license fees if the county were to elect to increase those fees. So this is an account that sits with Megan's office, and then I process the billing with county council, and Megan pays the bill. So this isn't money that comes out of the county in any form or way.
So
Mr.
would
Chair-
someone please make sure we are approving all 4 contracts?
Yeah,
What's the
Mr.
motion?
Chair, I move to approve and sign the contract amendments for each of the aforementioned mediators.
Second.
I have a motion and a second discussion. Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion approved. Good to see you, Thomas.
I'm not leaving yet.
Oh,
You get me for one more,
what do we got?
We have a new mediator.
Try.
and I'm still here.
Yeah.
What am I missing here?
5G, sir.
Oh, I
This is-
skipped one, I'm sorry.
Oh.
5G. Yep.
So this is for Catherine Kangas to operate as a domestic mediator. We're just adding a 5th mediator to our rotation. I'd ask that the board approve this contract, subject to county, subject to council approval. We don't actually have a signed contract back from Catherine yet, and there are a couple hangups on the insurance provisions that we can
work through.
iron out.
Okay.
But
Good.
I'll do that on the back end, if you guys are okay with that.
Do we have such a motion?
I move to approve and sign contract with Catherine Kangas for mediation services.
Second.
Subject to
Subject
Subject to council approval,
council
please.
approval.
Council approval.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. Discussion. Those in favor, please say aye.
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 Those opposed, motion approved. Good to see you.
Good to see you 3 as well. Thank you.
Thanks, Thomas.
Consent calendar.
Move to approve consent calendar.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Those in favor, please say aye.
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 And then commissioners' comments.
Did we, we ran out of late stuff and, okay. Yep. I was just-
Yeah, I think we covered all the late,
Okay.
A little bit, yeah.
so
Thanks.
back to us.
Neat.
Go ahead, sir.
I can tell I'm getting older. People have started calling me sir. Some of the stuff, we've been to the Association of Counties conference since the last meeting, and mostly for the purposes of folks online or that may watch in the future, since we've gotten boring and it's kind of an empty room at this point, except for you, Phil.
I don't know who you're calling boring, but okay. That's what I kind of thought.
I was able to get some more information on the Elliott Research Forest. Talking with some folks, it looks like they are trying to cut their funding to Lakeside's wastewater system by more than 80%, which is obviously going to be a problem for the city if they achieve that. Lakeside had tried to coordinate with the state to determine what size the plant would need to be. The state was non-responsive, and now they're coming back saying it's too big and they don't want to pay them. Additionally, the state's reached that decision because they don't expect to have a final certain plan for the facility by the end of 2028. So that is not where it's been represented as being. OTAC is supposed to have a plan done by April of next year. That was supposed to be done by the summer. That didn't get done. So things to be aware of, especially for folks around Lakeside.
OTEC is what?
OTAC is the contractor that the state went with to develop a plan for the facility.
Okay.
But now, according to DSL, that talked with other people that got back to me, they don't think they're actually going to have a finished thing until 2028. Got in contact with somebody from the state police around data. I'm going to be able to get the formula they're using for the allocation of officers by counties. Had trouble getting that from them, wasn't getting a lot of responses, even going through governor's office. Unfortunately, they weren't getting responses I needed. Not from lack of effort on their part, they just weren't receiving them. So I'll be having more information on that. My push there is to point out that the state has not met its quotas for our area since the pre-90s. So when the county doesn't meet a requirement, the state does it and bills us. My counterpoint is they haven't done their job in over 30 years. They should give us the money and we'll do it. Contract. Oregon Youth Challenge got invited to their graduation ceremony. I think that's extended to all commissioners, so I'll share the information on that. Oregon Youth Challenge is 90% funded by the National Guard. It's kind of a fallback program, so if a student is on course, they are not going to graduate high school, they're struggling everywhere else, they can go to Oregon Youth Challenge. It is a one mistake and you're out program, but it does get them their diploma and some discipline and structure in their life. A friend of mine's kid went through it, very successful, doing better now, actually making progress in life. So a good program. And last bit, the CFAA is the mental health agreement I've talked about several times. The state has pushed, I had mentioned last time that there was a deadline for us to express whether we're going to sign it or not. I think we approved a version that we would agree to. The state has pushed back their deadline 3 times now.
We, as AOC, as a county,
Oh. I might be mixing it up. I've got 4 hours sleep.
okay.
The milk piglet was very active last night.
What do you have to do with that?
I think I have an update on that.
Okay.
On the CFAA, not
Okay.
the milk piglet.
Yeah.
But the
You do have a sense of humor. Go
yeah,
ahead.
sometimes. So the negotiations have primarily been led by the larger counties, Washington, Multnomah, Marion, and Lane. And they had submitted a counter version of the CFAA to OHA a few weeks ago, and I don't believe we've heard anything back from them. But it is apparent that negotiations are still underway, and so we'll see where things land.
No. Then I asked the director
Thank
of OHA when I was at the meeting, I still want their plan if counties weren't to sign it, because this is gonna come back in 2 years anyway. They don't have one. So despite their presentations over the several months, they have no plan.
That it?
Yeah, I'll cut the rest short. I'm
Oh,
working
I
on.
wasn't trying to do that.
Oh, no, I'm just, last bit is something I'm gonna go into. It'll turn into an article that runs in some papers probably, but I went down a rabbit hole on why Oregon handles mental health the way it does and came up with a suspicion. A bed in the state hospital costs about $1,777 per day. If the individual were to end up in the criminal justice system and end up at the Oregon State Penitentiary, it would cost them $173 per day.
Wow.
So, and it's less likely that the individual would commit a crime that lands them a sentence of more than 1 year to even get there, which puts the burden on counties in their county jails. So the state derives a direct financial benefit from not providing services and causing systemic force for mental illness to be criminalized.
The ramifications underlying that are very, very serious.
Well, in January, when we did the point in time count, I appreciate the jail getting me the data I needed. Of the 49 people in our jail, 28 were on mental health medications, which these are individuals that should be receiving
Yes.
assistance or care. I've mentioned before, I've never met an officer that said they wanted to be a therapist, so they became a cop. So that's a rabbit hole I've gone down that'll probably cause more stuff, but
That's quite a linkage you've made there.
yeah, I'm good at rabbit holes.
Wow.
Too big to be a tunnel rat. That's it.
Okay, thank you.
It's very grave. All right.
bet.
Well, Mr. Chair, thank you. As Commissioner Farmer mentioned, we did have the Association of Oregon Counties Conference, annual conference, week before last. Chewed up a good bit of the week, and we're not always 100% sure why. But anyway, I guess some people in attendance got some good value out of it. I wanted to direct my comments today to something of not, well, it's indirectly a county concern. It's really a national concern. And it's just a simple point. I'm going to read some of the nations on this list of 100 and I believe it's 123 nations that require identification in order to cast a ballot on election day. So they take ballots on election day and they require an ID in order to submit that ballot. Iceland, Sweden, New Zealand, Denmark, Canada, Ireland, Switzerland, Finland, Australia, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Germany, Austria, Malta, United Kingdom, Spain, Mauritius, Uruguay, Japan, Italy, Cape Verde, France, South Korea, Costa Rica, Botswana, Portugal, Israel, Estonia. It keeps going. There's 123 of them. And you know where it's not required? In the United States of America. So, and to add on to that, I would say that, the opponents of voter ID propose that the promotion of that idea is based in some kind of racism or some intention to keep anybody from voting. Well, no, it's not. Not to keep anybody who shouldn't be voting or should be voting from voting. We want to keep people who shouldn't be voting from voting. If you're not a citizen of this nation and don't have a dog in the fight, don't have an investment in this nation, you shouldn't be voting in our elections. And this list of 123 nations just exemplifies that. I think it's critically important. Like I said, it's not exactly county business directly, but it certainly is indirectly. And I think we need to all advocate for common sense in our elections. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Oh, and I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving.
I too. Basically, the last couple of weeks I've been involved. Basically, the last couple of weeks I've been at AOC in Association of Oregon County's annual meeting in Eugene. And yes, there are times when it seems like that time might be wasted. But were it not for AOC, of which we are a member, and I think there are maybe one county only, maybe two, in the state that are not, but they are the voice of the counties when it comes to working with the legislature for things that would either benefit the county or harm us. And it's an important, and I don't think Rod meant to say they weren't important, but I wanted to make sure that that they are, that you had to, you at least we're given the point of view that they are important. Without them, we would not have the voice we have, either in the governor's office or before the legislature. They are very, their whole being is to be advocates for the counties. It's important that we have that advocacy. As far as voting, I do think that everyone that votes should be a legal citizen. On the other hand, I also think it's important that single mothers who barely can make ends meet, both financially and time-wise, are allowed a convenient way to vote, that the elderly, the veterans, some of whom don't have a convenient way to get into a voting place, can vote. So I'm hoping that there's a way that we can satisfy the integrity of the vote and the ease of voting made possible by mail voting. That concludes my comments, and so we're on to citizen comments. And Phil?
Good morning. Phil Thompson, Coos Bay. And you guys' comments about mail-in ballots, I think it should be the people's choice. In Oregon, we want mail-in ballots. So states have rights too, not only the federal government. So I think if the people in Oregon want to continue mail-in ballots, I think we should do that. But since this is not what I got up here to say, but it probably does, I don't think you have to have an ID to walk in the streets and nowhere's in Oregon, do you? You don't have to carry ID on you. If Gabe over there picks me up for something, I'm driving, I have to show him my ID and a driver's license. Yeah. That's different. But if you haven't done anything, you don't have to carry ID. Nope. So anyway, I want to talk about them state parks and stuff. It seems like from the federal government, the state to the county, the people are losing all kinds of rights. We can't go on public property without paying a fee. And I think somewhere down the road, the state, you can go from from Sunset Beach clear to the end of the road. You can drive out there and turn around and come back. But starting January the 1st, it's going to cost you $30 if you're a resident or something. Otherwise, you pay $10 every time you stop and park.
To go where?
The Sunset Bay Park or any of the parks out there. Actually, I think you're not even allowed to park on the side of the road from Sunset Beach all the way to the end unless you got pass.
I think that's right.
So that's a state highway, so you're actually not even, I don't think, allowed to park, not in the Sunset Bay or nothing, but on the side of the road out there, walk down like you used to fish. Unless you got one of them, the pass is gonna be $60 starting already.
And Phil, they might also check and make sure that you've got current tags on your paddleboard.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
But the thing of it is, we ain't allowed to do nothing on our own property without paying something for it. And another thing on the state parks, John, is we were talking about charging fees out to the park, out to the bicycle trail and stuff. And like you talked, and I know that for a fact, that, you know, you lose some liability on your insurance doing that. But how can the state charge an out-of-state vehicle or somebody out of state $12 for a day pass and the resident $10? That's what their thing is. I forgot to bring the papers. There's a lot of crap in that thing. And I'm certainly going to talk to my representatives. And I guarantee you they won't get a vote from me ever again if they pass that. And I also signed that petition against that gas tax and stuff.
Good.
I think that was done underhandedly.
Yep.
So anyway, I thank you guys. Bye.
Oh,
Thank you, Phil.
thank you, Phil. Dave? And Chris, I see your hand. We'll get to you here in a minute.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is David Jennings. I live here in Coquille. I'm sorry, but I can't resist making just a couple of comments about Commissioner Taylor's remarks about public employee unions, given that I was very dedicated and still am to the union movement, including public employee unions. I appreciate the honesty. One of the things I love about him is that you can have a good discussion and be critical without necessarily being angry or being rude. You know, I certainly understand that point of view, but I just ask people to think of the fact that, you know, I think most people recognize that county employees, at least people that are knowledgeable about county government, are good people and do a good job. And I think a lot of that is due to the stability of the workforce, which in turn for a lot of the rank and file employees, I think is basically dependent on having a public union to represent their interest. Now, I realize that some ways that may rankle people, but to give just one example, I worked before coming to the county to work in the juvenile department and juvenile detention for a big treatment facility that had just an immense sex scandal that the director of it, who'd previously been a treatment director, was sexually abusing boys within the facility. And I worked there part-time and grabbed every shift that was open beyond my part-time shifts. And one time he came over real early in the morning, and it made me nervous because I thought, well, he's probably checking to see if I'm sleeping during graveyard, because I was very tired. I'd worked a shift before that, and he went into a kid's room. And I brought that issue up to somebody within the cottage I was working with that shifted around, and he got real tense and said, oh, he likes to do that. He likes to have these one-on-one with the kids. And I said, well, and I wasn't that experienced, but I had some. I said, this seems a little strange. And he made it very clear to me, this isn't something you ought to pursue. You know, this guy's a powerful guy, and, I wanted to work there at that time full time. I'm actually glad that I did not, because I got a job here and enjoyed it a good deal more. But at this place, there was a coworker, and I'd just been elected union president, that grabbed a kid by the throat. Not when I was there, but I knew he'd done it because he left marks. And I felt real comfortable on that and other safety issues, both within that facility and some of the other things, raising safety issues or advocating for things, because I knew once I was off probation, I had enough protection that nobody could just say on some pretext that they were going to get rid of me. Now, in terms of the extra cost, yeah, public employees at times can cost extra, but like, for instance, with law enforcement, do you really think that you're going to not pay a fairly high price for that, whether there's a union or not? I mean, you find out, in essence, it's hard to hire people. And that's actually true of a great many jobs. that you'll find that these people have skills and they deserve what they're paid. Now, could you get it cheaper? Possibly, but you also might pay for it by having more problems, and you also may pay for it by having more turnover in the job, which obviously costs you money. Now, I don't want to go on and debate this at length, but I think there's a strong issue that unions can be really helpful to employers. And I think certainly as an county employee, most of the time, I was probably pretty helpful to the county, not just to the union. I also know I think I could have worked in the private sector for a good deal more than I made for the county. For one thing, I was always being offered different paid union staff jobs. I never was paid as a union person that paid a good deal better than what I was getting in juvenile detention. But I chose not to do that because the job gave me enough with enough benefits to work here. And I think that was a benefit to the county. The other thing, having a union, to my mind, is a basic element of self-government, because I moved to Coquille not because I wanted to live in Coquille, but because it's where my workplace was. And I identify with my workplace, and I want to have a voice in that workplace. Now, you can have that at times without a union, but I think a union really enhances that, even guarantees it. And at some point, Rod, I don't think we'd ever change each other's minds. Maybe we could have a discussion about that, where we'd have a little bit of better understanding of each other's positions, because even though I hate to say it, there are ways, if there's things that you don't like about public employee unions, that can be changed by law at the state level, or that you can modify contracts at the local level. So I think you have to have a lot more nuanced view of that. But I think public employee unions are a positive good, and I think that the county and their employees, by and large, prove that by the quality of personnel you have. And I'm probably kind of biased in that direction, but I think it's a reasonable position. You know, I understand what you're saying. At one time, I did not like public employee unions before I was a member of one, because I thought they drove up costs and maybe they took control away from a governing body that had been elected that ought to have all the power. So it's a complicated issue, and I always appreciate your honesty on that, but I just can't resist or avoid coming up here today and telling you that I disagree with that. And as I said, I always appreciate the fact that you and I can disagree and still have respect for each other.
Right back at you, David.
Okay, well, anyway, thank you for listening. Appreciate the job you're doing. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And Chris Castleman, are you still with us?
Yep. Can you guys hear me all right?
Needs to get turned up.
Issue.
Not hearing you, Chris.
Can you guys hear me all right?
I hear him very faintly there.
You do?
Somehow.
If I talk louder, can you hear me better?
Can we send him through one computer?
Ooh.
Okay, everybody would have to be quiet. Chris, give us a test.
Hold it.
Can you guys hear me all right?
Give us another second so we can hear, so everyone can hear.
It's been a while since we did an online one. It's going to create feedback.
Yep.
Turn your mic off.
Speaker. Yeah. So what I was hoping is that we could get it broadcasting through, but IT's looking at it right now, Chris. Sec.
It's not that
there's a
incredibly
comment
important
that
if you can't
they
get
can
it.
hear him online just fine, Jeremy.
Chris, go ahead and say something.
Can you guys hear me all right now?
Yes.
There. Good idea there. Wow.
All right.
Go ahead.
Appreciate you
Chris.
trying to get that working. Okay. I was just I came on 2 weeks ago to watch the meeting, and the date had shifted to Monday instead of Tuesday. And I went looking online for the meeting, and I couldn't find it on your YouTube. So that was my main comment. By the way, this is Chris Castleman from Coos County. And my interest in that meeting was that I saw that there was an agenda item for $40,000 moving from economic development to the food pantries. So if we could get that meeting up online, that would solve my issue. Or you guys could explain what happened at the last meeting if it's brief
it's real
enough.
simple, Chris. I proposed that we might be able to give a monetary gift out of Economic Development Fund to one or more food pantries in view of the fact that there were some difficulties descending from the lack of SNAP benefits from the federal government shutdown. And at that point that the meeting occurred, the SNAP benefits had been restored, government was open, the urgency was off, and so we decided to go ahead and just table that issue since the need had seemed to be mitigated at that point.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Anyone else have anything they'd like to bring up? If not, thank you again for being here, and the meeting is adjourned.
Yes, sir.